Here is the head of RJR and the Great Motion Picture, Barbarians at the Gate on HBO. And here is Murphy, and here is one of the good guys named Jim Garner. James, thanks for coming on, and welcome to our show. I am nervous to be in your presence.
Why? Well, you see me at the club every day.
Well, I understand that, but you know, when I was a young man working in broadcasting, I was the booth announcer on Sunday night for an ABC affiliate in Atlanta, Georgia. And I watched you every Sunday night, and I mean, to think that I'm even allowed to say hello to you, because I loved you so as a kid watching you on Maverick, and to know you in person as the good friend that you are, it just makes me very, very happy.
Well, you don't give me that respect at the club. You're always putting a needle in me.
Oh, stop it. Why did it take so long to do Maverick again? You know, it's just a natural. We all loved Maverick when he first came on, and as the box office shows right now, my friend, your picture's #1 or very close to it. People love Maverick today.
Well, yeah, they do, but, you know, it never occurred to me they're going to make a motion picture out of it. And until just a couple of years ago, they weren't making motion pictures out of old television series, till The Fugitive, really. And, well, I guess Batman was the first thing to do, but, you know, it didn't occur to me they'd do it, and then it never occurred to me I'd be in it, you know, because it's been quite a little while now, about 38, 39
I understand
years.
I understand that, but you still...
Mel took the initiative.
Mel Gibson?
Yeah, I think Mel and his partner Bruce Davies, who used to watch it when they were kids in Australia, loved it. And when he went to Warner Brothers, I think he had the idea to do.
You know, in reading about you, I hear that you don't watch a lot of the stuff that you do. Is that true?
No, that's true.
Why not?
No, I don't like to watch me. I always think that I wish I'd have done something else than what I did. And so it's like going to see dailies, you know, I'd say, oh, let's do that over. I hate that. You know, so I just don't watch dailies either.
What about the first time you ever saw yourself on film? What was that like?
It was frightening.
Really?
It really was. Gosh, it was a commercial for Winston cigarettes the first time, and I was so bad. I don't know why they ever hired me, you know, but it was frightening. I still cringe at the time.
You know, when I started in radio, the first time they play your voice back to you on tape, you think, gee, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
It sounds so crummy. And most people who do what we do, you acting, me interviewing in the news, most people I know don't like to watch themselves on television or don't enjoy watching movies that they're in. They feel very self-conscious.
The guy I thought was the worst was George Raft. George Raft would, I was on Herb Kupsnitz's show in Chicago with him many years ago, and they played an old film clip of his, and he looked at me, and looked right at me all the time, and you could see perspiration coming on because he could hear it.
Yeah.
And it really just scared him to death. Now, here's a tough guy, right? But there's a lot of people that are frightened by it. I don't know why.
You were watching as Mel Gibson plays Maverick. What was that like for you? I mean, here, you are the creator of Maverick. I mean, there were other brothers, to be sure, and other characters who played the part, but I believe the signature definitively belongs to you, and I wonder what it was like to watch somebody else play your character.
It was wonderful.
Really?
It was really wonderful. Mel is so funny. He's a very clever guy and very witty. And he's got a lot of charm, and he's good-looking, and I don't like him. He's also got a lot of money. Now, he's just a super guy, and I loved watching him do it. And, of course, I got to play another character, which was fun. And, you know, I had no, you know, I don't know, jealousy.
Oh, no, I didn't think you would have.
I don't feel I own the character. I really don't. Jack Kelly played it. Bob Colbert played it. Roger Moore played the English cousin. I never felt that I owned it. You know, it's anybody's to play.
Great fun character, though, huh?
Oh, gosh.
Remember? Oh, man.
The people are loving the movie. They really do.
I know they do. The other one that I used to love watching, because on Sunday night they ran a whole slew of stuff. They had Sugarfoot, and they had one night you'd get Nick Adams and the Rebel. Was that his?
The Rebel.
Yep.
And McQueen had Wanted Dead or Alive.
And Cheyenne came on and all. Was it fun to do them?
Yeah. Well, you know, you're young in the business, and heck, then you just thought, that's a job. Great, you know. Because the first thing I did on television was the first episode of Cheyenne. No, it wasn't. That's right. I did some other things for Warner Brothers before that. That's the first series I ever did, though.
How do you like this? I know there was a time you hated doing You still don't like it, do you?
No, I'm not good at it. If you'll notice, my palms are sweating.
Really?
I don't think I'm that clever, and I'm not that smart, and I don't have that much to say, and my opinions are just my own. They're not anything to brag about.
You are one who certainly did not play by the rules in Hollywood. You felt that you had been wronged, and you pursued justice in the courts.
Yep.
You felt that you had been taken advantage of, and you pursued the truth at peril to your popularity among the executives in Hollywood. Apparently, it has not hurt you at all.
Well, no, when you talk about the executives in Hollywood, if there's still money to be made, they don't care what you say or do. If they feel, there's a profit in it, what I say or do is not going to make any difference.
Okay. But you certainly took on the studios when you felt you were owed money, and you were awarded money by the courts. And what was the fallout from all that? Like, would other actors say to you, Jim, you're hurting yourself? Jim, don't.
Not other actors, but there were people. I remember when I sued Warner Brothers in 1960, I think. 60 on the Mavericks. It wasn't about Maverick. It was my contract with the studio. They breached it, and I called them and breached the contract. But I had Abe Lastfogel, if you remember, people like that telling me, Jim, you'll never work again. You really shouldn't do this and whatever. But and also they said I couldn't win. But right is right, and it didn't bother me. It just didn't occur to me.
Where does that come from, Jim? I know you grew up in
my background.
You grew up in the Midwest, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Where your words, your bond, and if you're right, you go that's the way you go.
And a handshake meant something, Jack.
Yes,
huh?
It did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. And still does to me. Even though I've been in this town a long time, I just can't play their game. I'm still going to play mine.
And like when you were in school, did you have a religious schooling, or was it a public schooling?
No, it was a public school.
But was your family religious, or did they have a lot of conviction?
Well, not really. I have, part of my family was more religious than others. My father and my mother died when I was about three or four, and so we were raised pretty much by relatives. And I went to church every Sunday. I went to Sunday school, until I was about 13. And then I kind of left the church aside. So it's not so much religion or anything with me as it is human beings and dealing with people.
And the Golden Rule and the Ten Commandments.
The Golden Rule I believe in, absolutely.
And what about leaving Oklahoma? Did you do that? Did you come here, or did you go in the service and then come here?
No, when I was 16, the day I was 16, I joined the Merchant Marine. That was 1944. And I just had to get out. I didn't know where, but I found out I didn't want to go to sea. I found that out. I got seasick every day I was on the ship. But, I left very early. I went back and forth a few times. To Oklahoma, but I came out here in about 1953 to stay.
And I read that you pumped gas for a time. You worked at a gas station.
Oh, I've done about 70 different odd jobs. I pumped gas. I worked in clothing stores. I worked in supermarkets. I worked driving a truck. I worked trimming trees. I did and I worked my dad laying carpets. I've done a lot of work.
You laid carpets?
Yeah.
And did you like any of those jobs?
Never found one I liked.
Never found one.
Not until I got this one.
And how did you get this? I read where somebody said, you ought to be in pictures.
Well, I had a more than one person say that in my life, and I just didn't want any part of it. I'd look at those photoplay magazines and all that. I said, look at those people. They don't live a life. It's all fantasy, So I didn't really want any part of it. And a man named Paul Gregory, who told me I should be an actor, a few years before, and he was going to be a big producer, and I said, good luck to you, It turned out he was, and I got back from Korea, and I saw his name in an article on him in Time magazine. I said, well...
Give him a call, huh?
Well, not really. Not really. I'd gone downtown to go to work or try to get a job, and I'd coming back, and his name was on the building, and I pulled into a parking space.
Hold it for 1 second. He's in a parking place. I have a commercial. Back with James Garner after these messages. We're with James Garner, who is in the motion picture Maverick, which is now on view in theaters across this country and doesn't need our help because it's doing terrific business. And you were in the parking lot going to meet the guy whose name you saw in Time
I've been
magazine.
Downtown looking for work, right, and I didn't get it. I was trying to go to Arabia to work in the oil fields, and they didn't need any roughnecks. So I was driving down the street, and I see Paul Gregory's name up on a building, and a lady pulled out of a parking spot. And if she hadn't pulled out of the parking spot, I would probably have never been an actor. Because I pulled in and went in and talked to him, and he signed me to a contract.
And before Maverick, what did you do waiting for Maverick?
I did the Cain Mutiny Court Martial, the play, for over a year. It was on Broadway and whatever. I was a movable prop. Then I did it for 3 months in the National Company in a speaking role, which was fun. And then I did about 6 television shows for Warner Brothers.
Okay. And then finally,
then
Maverick.
Sayonara and a couple of movies, and then Maverick.
Overnight sensation, huh?
Yeah, overnight, yeah.
Here is Molly on the toll-free line from Bellevue, Ohio. Hi, Molly. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Tom?
I'm fine, thanks, Molly. Thanks for joining us. And here's James Garner.
Hello, Jim. How you doing?
Hi, Molly.
I wanted to ask you, how was it different of doing the first Maverick to doing the second Maverick, the one you just finished?
Well, he wasn't Maverick in this one, Molly.
Well, I know he wasn't, but...
Well, the difference is it's really 2 different kinds of comedy we're playing. In the motion picture today, it is just slam bang, joke, and it's in the old one, it's much more wry humor and quiet humor, but
right.
But as far as I go, I was so young and dumb when I was doing the first one that I had no idea. I was just there working 12 hours a day, and that's all I knew about it. I didn't know what I was doing, frankly.
Now, did you enjoy doing television better, or did you enjoy doing the movies like you did with Doris Day and all those?
Well, movies are much easier to do. You've got more time and more money to do it. And television is you've got to be there, and you work 12, 14 hours every day, and there's just no let-up.
Even when you make a movie such as Barbarians at the Gate, or is there some leisure time, or that's like making episodic television, you move rapidly?
Yeah, you've got a little more time doing like cable movies.
HBO pictures.
HBO movies. You got a little more time because you got a little more money to deal with. But it's still rapid pace. You've got 21, 22 days to do a 2-hour movie, where we were 4 months on Maverick.
And do you know where the laugh lines are as you're doing the Maverick, the motion picture? Do you pretty much know where it's going to be?
I'd say 99% of the time. Every once in a while you get one, you just didn't know it was that funny. Yeah.
What else, Molly?
Well, it's so great to talk to both of you. Tom, I talked to you the night that Naomi Judd was on.
Oh, surely.
And my husband did get the medicine. It's helping some.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear it, Molly.
But, and I was so glad that you had Anita Funicello on the other night.
Wasn't she sweet, though? Yeah.
Yeah, she really was.
Molly, have a great weekend, okay, hon?
Yes, and good to you, and I hope you feel better, because you know what happens when we get older. It takes longer to heal things.
No, we start falling apart, Molly.
Right.
Molly, I'm falling apart. Goodbye, hon.
Oh,
Bye-bye. All right, here's Pat in San Luis Obispo, California. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Fine, Pat. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. I saw the fella on Saturday Night Live who did you, the one in the hotel room. I think that was Dana Short, wasn't it? Or Dana Carvey?
No, I think it was Piscopo.
Episcopal. It's Episcopal. He had your enunciation down completely.
Anyway, here's James. Say hello.
Hello, Jim. How you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I grew up with you in the Rockford Files. Grew up with you in the, I hate to say black and white, but I grew up in the black and white Maverick. I loved it. But my question is, I'm wondering, would we ever see a reunion of Rockford?
Well, as a matter of fact, I've just signed to do 6 2-hour movies for television for CBS.
For CBS,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's terrific. Are we going to see Angel Martin and
You'll see Angel, and you'll see Joe Santos, who played Dennis Becker. And
beautiful.
I don't think we're going to see Noah Berry. He hasn't been well. He's had a stroke, so I don't think we're going to see him. But we'll have everybody else.
One quick question: in the background of Rockford, what exactly was he jailed on?
You know, I can't remember myself, but he got a full pardon. It was a bad rap.
So he just got the prison background.
Yeah, he just had the prison background, but he was innocent and got a pardon.
Thank you, Jim. We watch it on the A&E network.
Good.
All right, thank you, Pat.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Incidentally, of all the parts that you've played, do you have a favorite? Because I do.
Well, actually, my favorite was Charlie Madison and the Americanization of Emily.
That was a wonderful picture.
It was a great picture, and I love what it said. It was a great script by Patty Chayefsky. There's been 3 or 4. I've had some great writing that I really enjoyed. But what's yours, Tom?
I loved Murphy.
Oh yeah, Murphy.
I love Murphy, and I love Murphy when he says to her, "I'm 60."
You bet. You bet. Yeah. No, that's one of my 4 favorites. Yeah.
Oh man, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm 60.
You bet.
Gene in Brewer, Maine. Hello.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, Gene. How are you?
Fine.
How's everything down east tonight, kid?
Hey, cloudy and a whopping 53.
Wow.
Ooh, lucky you.
Well,
I have a couple of questions for Jim Garner.
Go right ahead.
Jim, great to see you back on television.
Thank you.
I also have cable, so I get to see a lot of your shows. I'd like to know, I've watched Support Your Local Gunfighter several times. Eventually I get enough money to buy it. I'd like to know, did you really enjoy making it? You looked like you had a blast. And what was it like to work with the character actor Jack Elam?
Well, we'll start with Jack first.
Before you get cranked up, I got a commercial waiting. Can you hang on there, Gene, for a couple minutes?
Sure will.
Oh, it's our nickel, okay. And, bring in the brass monkeys and warm up the house, and we will continue with James Garner. And more of your phone calls on the toll-free exchange at 800-745-2622. Do I hear any music playing? Yes, I do. We'll be right back after these messages. Thank you, Jesus. So, Gene, who was the actor you asked Jim about again?
Oh, Jack Elam.
Jack Elam, yeah.
Yeah. Jack is one of the nicest guys in the whole world, and I enjoyed working with him. I did Support Your Local Sheriff and Support Your Local Gunfighter with Jack, and he's just a great guy. He'll gamble on anything.
Oh, really?
He'll bet you the sun won't come up if you give him the right odds. But we had great fun. I love to work with him.
What else, Gene?
I was wondering, is your movie Cash McCall, is that on home video yet? That was one of the first movies I can remember seeing you in, and I enjoyed that.
I imagine it is. It's been out there for 35 years. I imagine it is. I don't pay much attention to that, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Do you have a library at home of films that you've been in?
My wife is just trying to put one together because I never keep memorabilia.
I know.
I don't keep pictures. I don't keep anything. And she's just trying to get all the old films that I've done and put them together in the library now.
And you're going to let her do that, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have that. Gene, I'm glad you called. Thanks, and it'll be warming up real soon.
I hope so.
By the way, do George and Barbara Bush, are they coming up there this summer?
I have no idea. Excuse me. I have no idea, Tom. I live 99 miles just this side of the Canadian border, and they're way down on the Hampshire border.
Okay.
Then they don't call. They don't call, they don't ride.
No flowers.
They don't even pay taxes.
I'm glad you called, Gene. Thanks.
Thank you. Good
All right,
night,
bye-bye.
gentlemen.
And last call here from Ray in Terre Haute, Indiana. Hello.
Oh, Tom?
Hi, Ray. How are you?
Just fine, sir. I'm glad after all these years I get to talk to you. I lost your cable channel. I finally switched. I got CNBC, and so great to see you again. You're still super in tops. You haven't lost a thing, buddy.
Thank you, pal. I appreciate that. Now, here's another man to say hi to, James Garner.
Yeah, Mr. Gardner.
Hi.
Of course, I love all your films. Barbarian of the Gates, I just loved it. Tears, I mean, the whole bit. It was just super. It runs your whole gamut. You're so great at comedy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Grand Prix, being from Indiana, we just finished a race. I want to know if you're still as interested as you were. Do you have a chance to come this year? Or
I just got back. I just got back 2 days ago, and yeah, I've been going there since '58. I love automobile racing, and
I think that of course I'm glad for all the others, and it's getting safer and safer. Thank goodness. And
yeah.
Young man came in second place. I think he's going to be a winner.
He was something, wasn't he? I was really happy for that young man. He did a great job. I've been watching him for the last 3 or 4 years drive, and he's quite a driver, Villeneuve.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's really all I had. Tom, is there any chance to get in the picture?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put you on hold and leave your address, pal.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, and I'm not kidding you here, we're fresh out, and they're on order, and as soon as we get them, I'll send one your way.
I appreciate it.
Okay, Ray, thank you.
Usual.
Okay, pal, put him on hold and get his address. We'll send him a picture postcard. You know who was in here, who went to the race and sang the national anthem again? was the Gomer Pyle.
Jim Neighbors. Yeah.
And boy, what a comeback. It's so great to see him up and around.
I was really happy to see him. I saw him there, and I talked with him, and he's really doing good. I'm really happy for him.
Now, when you go to the race, like, do they have good eats around Indianapolis?
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah?
Everywhere. There's some places there, well, I probably shouldn't give them. There's a place called the Iron Skillet. It makes the best fried chicken in the world.
Oh, yeah?
And then I go to the Country Kitchen, which is
they don't have any gravy there or anything.
No. And gosh, my wife's watching this, and she's going to know that I ate chicken and dumplings, and I ate chicken fried steak, and I had mashed potatoes and gravy, and all those things I wasn't supposed to have. Last night I was there, I said, I don't care, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. By the way, before you leave, here is about 30 seconds of Jim's new movie. It's in the theaters right now, and it's doing great business. And here's a little bit of why. It's from Maverick. Take a look.
Well, why aren't you fixing that wheel?
The wheel is perfect.
Well, why don't you help him then? He's going to kill you when he gets back.
Oh, no. In the long run, he'll thank me in his prayer.
Well, I have no idea.
It's quite a little chase.
I'm sure
it
it
is. A runaway stage.
Anyway, as they used to say at the end of the commercials, your Jeep dealer is in the yellow pages. Look him up tonight. Call him up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, back to Maverick.
Back to Maverick. Absolutely. That's exactly
Great
it.
to see you, my
Tom,
friend.
good to see you.
Okay, James Garner, Maverick, theaters everywhere, back after these messages.